What's going on, guys? My name is Jake and this is your Body Comp Prescription. Hope you're all having a great day. In today's video, we're going to be doing a review and taste test of these two protein powders right here, both by MYPROTEIN, the Clear Whey Isolate in the blood orange flavor, and then the Mike and Ike's sour watermelon flavor. I was running a little bit low on protein and Black Friday was just a couple of weeks ago, so I decided to pick these guys up since they were on sale. These 1 pound tubs come with 20 servings in them and they'll usually run you about $35. And I know what you're thinking, it's not the most cost-effective protein powder ever, but there's almost always a sale going on MyProtein. Every single time I bought from them, I've never paid full price for anything. Most of the time you can get almost all of their products 25% off or more. Usually I end up getting around 50 to 60% off, and their discount codes are usually posted on their homepage, so they're not super hard to find either. I've already finished the lemonade and the peach mango flavor. Both were really good, but I wanted to try out some new flavors. The nutrition facts for almost all of the Clear Whey Isolate flavors are almost identical. This one has 80 calories, 0 fat, 1 carb, and 20 protein. That's usually what it is, but this one, for whatever reason, has 90 calories, 0 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and 20 protein, only a 1 carb difference. And now, it doesn't really get much better than that when it comes to a protein powder, because that essentially means all of the calories that you're consuming are coming strictly from protein. So I would say this is a really good protein option if you're dieting, because it strips away all of the fat and nearly all of the carbs as well. But enough talking, let's get into the taste test. Smells like watermelon, smells pretty good. I wanted to use a clear shaker for this because I wanted you guys to see something. Because I've tried the Clear Whey Isolate before, I kind of already know that this is going to happen. Right off the bat, the protein powder is really sticky, so try not to be too messy with this. Obviously, it's not insanely hard to clean off, but it does get a little bit sticky, and that's something that you will notice if you pick this up for yourself. We're going to shake this up, and then this is probably the biggest downside to the Clear Whey Isolate. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really foamy. So you can't just like shake this up and chug it. You do have to wait a couple of minutes for the foam to go down. Now that the foam has settled down a little bit, let's try out the Mike and Ike's sour watermelon. Okay, so it tastes just like a Mike and Ike's. It's not very sour. It's also not the most prominent watermelon flavor I've ever had, but I like that it's not super sweet either. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think this might be the best protein that I've ever had, and I don't know if it's just because it's new and different, but I like that this is really light and refreshing. And again, it's not super sweet or super sour, so it does kind of taste like a pre-workout or a BCAA flavor of watermelon, but it just doesn't taste as harsh. If I had to rate that out of 10, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, maybe like a 9.25. The only reason it's not higher, again, is because I'm not a big fan of that foaming feature and that I have to wait for that to go down before I have to drink it. But otherwise, it's really good. Now time for round 2. Let's try out the blood orange. And just like the sour watermelon, this one is super foamy as well, so I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes. All right, the foam has gone down a good bit, so let's try out the blood orange flavor. Smells pretty good. Wow, that tastes pretty good too. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't had like a real blood orange in a lot of years, so it's hard for me to compare it, but the taste is really good on this. So the best way to describe this is that it tastes a lot like orange juice, but it's not as sour, it's not as tart, it has a lot of the acid removed, and it's a very mild orange taste. This is really good. Honestly, it's pretty on par with the watermelon as well. I was kind of expecting the watermelon one to be better because I am very partial to watermelon flavored things. But if I had to rate this one as well, I'd probably give it the same thing. It's about a 9, maybe like a 9.1, 9.2, somewhere around there. It's really good. So one of the reasons that I really like the Clear Whey concept for the protein powder is that it opens up a variety of different flavors. Aside from the normal decadent flavors that protein powders come in, like the chocolate, the vanilla, the cookies and cream, the peanut butter, etc. These are honestly really refreshing, and I find them a lot more desirable to drink on a regular basis because it doesn't feel as heavy as a normal whey protein shake does. Usually with those you add milk, with these you just add water. And another thing that I noticed about this protein powder in particular is that your mouth doesn't usually get really dry after drinking. If you've ever tried the Isopure clear whey drinks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because the taste on those is good, but for whatever weird reason, when you drink those, you get really severe cotton mouth, and that really turns me off from wanting to buy those and drink those on a regular basis. And with MYPROTEIN's clear whey, I don't get that, so that makes it a lot more appealing to me. And something that I do with this protein in particular is I actually make a lot at a time. So this is a 1 gallon jug. I usually don't fill it up all the way. This is 5 servings of the peach mango flavor. This is the last that I have of it. And the reason that I do this is because, again, the foaming problem is pretty bad with this protein. So what I do is I just make a lot at one time. I store it in the fridge, and then it's always ready to go. I like that these protein flavors always tend to sound good because sometimes you really don't want a chocolate protein shake in the middle of the day. And there are times that I really don't feel like having a huge chunk of meat like chicken or beef, fish, anything like that. So I can have like a very carb, fat heavy meal and then just drink one of these on the side, and I still hit my protein take, still hit my macros. Having a drink that's watermelon or blood orange flavor, lemonade, peach mango, whatever flavor you tend to go with, makes a lot more sense to have with a savory meal over something decadent like a chocolate or a cookies and cream. Overall, I'm a really big fan of the MYPROTEIN clear whey isolate. All of the flavors that I've had are really good, and they're definitely a lot different than a normal whey protein, and for the most part, it's pretty cost effective. So that's going to wrap it up for the review of the sour watermelon and the blood orange flavors of the MYPROTEIN clear whey isolate. This video was not sponsored. I purchased these with my own money. I'm really glad I did. These are going to last me a little while. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.